Hi, I'm Brownfield Anchor reporter Brent Barnett, and this is Managing for Profit on Brownfield, a content partnership with John Deere. We're excited to continue talking about John Deere equipment and technology and how it's helping farmers on their operations. Today I'm in Southwest Iowa talking with Sidney, Iowa farmer Jeff Jorgenson. Jeff, thanks a lot for joining us on the program here. How are you doing today?
Doing great. It's good to have sunshine and warm weather in Iowa in December.
Yeah, it's a fantastic day as we talk here, and we're in the southwest corner of the state, as we mentioned. Can you tell the listeners more about your farming operation and what you produce here on the farm?
Sure. So we are far southwest corner, 10 miles from Nebraska and 10 miles from Missouri. We farm soybeans, corn. We have a cow-calf operation, kind of just stay in one county right in the corner. We have a lot of rivers that come down through us and farm a lot of river bottom ground. So we have high variability in soils, but we've learned a lot of things over the last few years to definitely make some profit out of this.
What generation are you in your farming family, Jeff?
A third generation.
Third generation? Yep. Okay, very cool. How did the 2023 growing season go for you?
We had a good year. I think we were kind of the donut hole of getting moisture right here. We had more rains than it wasn't too far away from us that did. We had some record yields on some farms, but for the most part above APH. So we had a good year. At the end of the day, it was a good year.
Satisfied with the
Yeah, we had some
soybeans?
challenges though. We had
Yep.
wind. We dried up at some times. We had some issues with pests, but that's farming, right? And we keep working to manage those and do the best we can.
Let's talk about your John Deere equipment. Maybe run through your lineup, what you have as far as your equipment on your farm, whether it be tractors, combines, anything like that.
Sure. So for us, it's John Deere planting equipment, both sides, corn and soybeans. We have John Deere fertilizer applicator, and then we also have John Deere combines. So for me, it was an integration to be able to take everything from the planter all the way to harvest. It really helps us in making sure the data points are set, we know where we want to be, and then when we start making moves or changes, everything's there, and it's all on one platform. It's really allowed us to probably make a lot better management decisions. Before, we had different, we had different applications. There was a different platform for planting, and we had a different one for harvest. We had a different one for spraying. So we were kind of jumbled, and it really didn't make a lot of sense. And once we got to the John Deere platform, everything kind of on the same page, it really worked a lot better.
Yeah, talk more about some of the other benefits you've seen as far as bringing value to the operation.
Well, a real fast one this year that showed was with as things as tight as they are on guidance lines. We had a lot of wind-blown corn, and corn was shifted over from 30 to 40 inches from the row. And, sometimes the row sense wasn't doing so much, but we were able to go on the same track as what we planted. So I used the same track set that we used for planting, we got to use for harvest, which it really minimized our corn loss. We had very little loss of grain out in the field, which was huge, and it was a lot easier on the operators to be able to get back and forth and keep pounding through it, because it was a long harvest for us in that regard. But it really did. It made it to where, well, I had one guy that helps me, my combine operator, said, "Man, if it wasn't for this guidance line, I don't know if I could do this."
How important is that precision agriculture technology, and how have you seen it develop over the years in your experience in farming?
For what we've done, it just shows what it's making us is it's making us more profit at the end of the day. We are getting more precise in our farm practices of tightening down those fertilizer applications, those planting applications. All those things are getting so tight and so small. We're just able to it's the 4 R's. We're able to do everything at the right time, right place. We're doing so much better job of making sure we're utilizing all the dollars that we're spending, because at the end of the day, we spend a lot of money on every acre to really try to move that to, at the end, we got to make bushels out of it. And it's really starting to change. It's getting better. I mean, it's night and day different than what it was 10 years ago, let alone 5 even. We're making some strides in how we're able to produce.
What tractor do we have here behind us today, and what work are you doing in the field?
Sure, this is a 8R370. We're going to do some vertical tillage. This farm that we're in, we had some goosenecking in it, and we want to manage those stalks a little bit. Hopefully have a better seed bed for next year. It's probably the only application we'll do this year, and we'll be planting it to beans next year.
As far as technology in the cab, what digital displays do you guys have?
The displays we have are it's the new generation, either 4640. We even have some 2630s yet, but for the most part, and now it's getting all integrated with the machines that you buy. So we're at the top end of it is where we're trying to stay.
Yeah, and with that integration, is everything pretty user friendly for you?
It started off that you don't feel like it is. It's like when you're making that switch, you just, this isn't where it used to be. But it doesn't take long, and you really figure out where you have to be. And we have great support. John Deere tech support has been really good for me, and honestly, a lot of my farmer friends, because we talk about it. And then there's times that I can even talk to a friend, and I can figure out what I got to do instead of having to call the tech to get that done. But it's getting a lot. It's right on the money now.
What would you say to any producer, whether it be a young beginning producer or even an experienced farmer that's thinking about integrating John Deere equipment?
Sure. Probably the biggest thing is making, obviously you have to make sure financially it fits more than anything, but you're going to find efficiencies. You're going to find the efficiencies I did. And I think that's the key. You really don't realize how more efficient you can be when you have that it's working to your advantage. And that's what you got to have. In agriculture, we have to use those opportunities, because that's what's going to keep money in our pocket.
Jeff, thanks a lot for taking some time to talk with us here about your equipment on your farm.
You bet. Sounds great.
Yep, always good to see you, Jeff. That's Southwest Iowa farmer Jeff Jorgenson, and this is Managing for Profit on Brownfield, a content partnership with John Deere. I'm Brent Barnett with Brownfield.